Milliken for over 12 years now. Just kind of cool. So we have, as a result of that time, a pretty clear format, and we'll walk you through all of that. Again, I want to welcome you. I want to thank the town of Milliken for giving us the space and helping us get things set up here. I want to thank all of you candidates for showing up today and taking the time to let us know a little bit about yourselves and help the citizens of Milliken make decisions. And I'd like to thank Matt and Martin for being here, and Carolyn Brenninger, who's doing our videography today. So let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Janie, as the incumbent mayor, will lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so what I want to do is just give you an idea real quickly of how the format works and what's expected from you and what's expected from the candidates. First thing I'd like to ask is if you've got a cell phone, if you could do everybody here the courtesy of turning your cell phone ringer off, that would be appreciated. The second thing I'm going to let you know is, again, we are videotaping today. This video will be posted to the Johnstown Breeze website. You all will not be in it. The camera is static, and it's going to videotape the panelists and the moderators. So one more time, Matt Lubitsch and Martin B. Hamilton are with the Johnstown Breeze. I'm Leslie Bangert. I'm the publisher of the Johnstown Breeze. We're going to let the candidates introduce themselves in just a minute. I know you all are here because you want to know what they have to say and you want to ask questions. You will be voting on April 3rd for 4 trustee members, and you will be picking between our 2 mayoral candidates. So if you have specific questions, if you want to read things out, you will find on each of the tables pieces of scratch paper and some pens. If you do not have a pen and you need a pen, or if you need paper, if you raise your hand, Carolyn, in addition to being our lovely and talented videographer, is also going to be the person who comes around and collects questions. So let me tell you about the format, because that plays into this. The format that we use for this candidate forum is that each of the candidates will be given, they're on a strict time limit. I'm the timekeeper, so when you see me in the front and you see them cringing, it's because I'm holding up time cards to a question. If that question is addressed to all of the candidates, if you have a question for a specific candidate, feel free to write that question and say, this is a question for Milt Tokunaga, this is a question for James Gardner. They will answer that question. They will be given a minute and a half to respond. If another candidate chooses to respond, they will also be given the opportunity at a shorter time frame to respond to that question. And then if the question is addressed to a specific candidate, that candidate will be given a 30-second opportunity to sort of refocus the question. And then at the end of our time, we'll have a couple minutes for closing remarks from each of the candidates, and we will end at noon. Okay? So thank you all again for coming. The other thing I wanted to say is that we do not report on these forums in the Johnstown Breeze. We have always felt that if you choose to come and hear what the candidates have to say, you've had that opportunity. We do not want to pick and choose. It's hard for us to moderate and then come up with quotes to have in a story. So we don't want to have someone feel like they were taken out of context or misquoted, or that something that was really important to them didn't get said. What we do instead is we do candidate profiles, and we will have candidate profiles in the Breeze in next week's issue, both for Johnstown and Milliken. So if you want to know more, you can pick up a copy of the Breeze. There are copies on the back of the table in the back of the room. Feel free to pick up this week's Breeze. And again, we will post the video. And this is the first time we've actually videoed a candidate forum that was then posted to the website, and that should be up the first part of the week. So again, thank you all for coming, and we'll get started.
Thank you very much. As Leslie said, I'm Matt Lubitsch, one of the co-owners of the Breeze. This is Martin Hamilton, our editor. Thank you to the candidates for coming. One bit of business that we didn't do before we started here, Leslie, is we didn't do a coin toss with Milt and Janie. So we'll let Janie call it. And Janie, if you'd call the coin toss, please.
Yes.
Well, I don't think I could have possibly done it. could, well, I think that shows you what I don't know how many of you played quarters. That shows you what I did in college. What is it called, Jane?
Heads.
Heads? It is heads. Jamie, you have the choice of starting or having Milt start.
No, I'll start.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are you
I'll
good?
try not to swallow my pennies. We'll get started here. What we'll begin with is we will start with individual candidate introductory remarks, and they have 3 minutes. We'll go ahead and start down at that end of the table with Jamie Nichols.
Okay. A little bit about me. I think I am very open and easy to talk to. I'm a hard worker, and I am innately a happy person. More specifically, I have a BA degree from Valparaiso University in Indiana with a double major, one in business and one in economics, with a minor in theology. I am a registered parliamentarian, a member of Zion Lutheran Church in Loveland. I am a trained church organist. I was a former executive director of a national volunteer organization with 3,000 members. I am also a retired over-the-road trucker, something I had always wanted to do, and I graduated first in my class of 47 in truck driving school. I drove for 5 years and retired in the year 2000. I was married to Armin, a retired colonel in the United States Air Force, now deceased. We were married for 54 years. I have 2 sons, Hans and Kurt, and 7 grandchildren. For the past 10 years, I have been a member of the Milliken Town Board, the last 4 as your mayor. My passion is for the town of Milliken and its residents. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time on the town board, and especially as your mayor, having the opportunity to meet and visit with so many of the residents. I have been honored to lead the town and the town leadership as it implemented the many improvements. It takes vision, experience, and a lot of hard work to successfully lead a town through a challenging period of time. And I have that vision and experience. And I pledge to you all of the time and hard work needed to get the job done well over the next 4 years. Thank you.
I'm Jim Gardner. A little bit about myself. I had a stroke about 6-7 weeks ago, and they are saying I'm going to recover about 95 to 100%, and I hope to not use this wheelchair for town board meetings. I should be up and running walking slowly within a month. I do walk with a walker now, and I didn't bring it with me just because this is faster. I'm a local businessman. I own the liquor store right down the street here, and I have lived in Milliken for 30 years, actually over 30 years. And I've seen it grow from dirt streets. My father-in-law and brother-in-law are ex-members of this board, and so one of the things that I learned from my father-in-law was we're a little town. We should act like a little town, and we should, and we're not big city Denver. Everybody likes me. I talk to a lot of people who come to Milliken, and we come to Milliken because it is a small town. I've lived in small towns and big towns during my lifetime, and I like the small towns. And so I'm here just because there's things that need to be done. And so I'm here. I know quite a few of you, some from here, some from when I was on the town board before, and some from there's got to be 4 or 5 of the employees in the audience. And so I hope I'm talking loud enough. I have 2 kids and 2 grandchildren, and I'll have my 3rd grandchild in probably a month. Not even that long, actually. But my wife owns Martin Supply Incorporated, the big junkyard up on Highway 34. So we have, between her family and me, we have been involved in the town for a long time. And so we just want to just stay involved to help Milliken. We've been working since they took the railroad out and made that into part of Main Street for the things. And that's why you have some of the crazy lots downtown. But I remember when we brought the circus to town, and that has been a few years since we had the circus for Beef and Bean Day and stuff like that. But it's a good town to live in, and I like it.
I'm James Anthony. I don't like the word James. People call me Jim, and I wish everybody else would too. I'm more comfortable with it. I've been here since 2006. A little bit of my background, I have a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and an AA in accounting. I've had 3 careers, 10 years in the military with the U.S. Army, 26 years with AT&T, and 12 years teaching at Front Range Community College in computer science and Microsoft certification. I'm married. Colleen Anthony is my wife. She was on the board for a while. We have 6 children between us, 9 grandchildren. No great ones yet. Never know. What else do I have? Like I said, we've been here since 2006. We moved here for one reason and one reason only. It's a small town, and we were tired of the maddening crowd of a metro city. My wife's from North Platte, Nebraska, and this is about as close as she can get back to Nebraska. We live on the eastern side, which is wide open spaces, and I love it. I was born and raised in a small town. People don't know the town, but if I say Santa Catalina Island, that's my hometown, and that's where I was born and raised, in the town of Avalon. And so, I'm on the planning commission of the town. I've been on it twice. I had to go off when my wife was on the board, conflict of interest problems. I see a lot of potential in the town, but I like the smallness of this town. I like the people in the town that I've met. I want to do things for the town that the people would like to see done. Yes, we need to grow a little bit, but we have to be careful on how we grow. I want to keep the small town theme. I've been around every neighborhood. So many people have seen me. I've been to the senior center. I listed in a phone book. My door's always open. I was on the Milliken Centennial Committee. So this town is where I'm going to be the rest of my life, period. That's it.
My name's Reed Hobler. I have a bachelor's in business from DeVry. My wife and I moved up to Milliken 8 years ago this month. We recently opened up the animal clinic here in town. So my wife obviously is Dr. Hobler, who a lot of you guys know and I've seen in the clinic. I'm running for board because I own a business here in town, and it's important to me. We're investing a lot of money into that, and banking on this town being able to support small businesses. And that's the reason why I want to be on the board, is so I can try to help drive this town in a way that will grow the communities. I know we're a bedroom community, we always will be, which is something that I love. But we need to have some small businesses here to keep, no reason to have to drive 20 miles to go to get something to eat or things. So that's what I'd like to do, is again, just bring small businesses into town, whether it's downtown or on the east side of town, somewhere just so that everybody here can enjoy being here in town. Most people that live in Milliken, as a lot of people have said, are here because it's a small town. And a lot of people I know like that and want to put their money into small businesses, but we don't have a lot of them here in town. So that's what I'd like to do. That's where my focus will be on bringing small businesses so that we can, walk down the street instead of having to drive into Greeley or Loveland to get stuff.